So how important is professional indemnity insurance if you're a freelancer? Very, but I am of course biased. I have worked in insurance for many years, so I've seen a lot of the scary situations that happen. First of all, just to cover what professional indemnity insurance is, it's a very meaty cover, but I like to simplify it by thinking of it as cover for careless mistakes and problem clients. Now, most of the claims that we've seen have actually been as a result of a client relationship breaking down. So it's not necessarily that the freelancer made a big mistake and the client's threatening to sue them as a result of that, although that does and has happened. In most cases, it's a client relationship gradually breaking down and eventually going sour. So let's dive into a few stories. A freelance developer was hired to build a web platform, but their client misunderstood the spec. So when the developer delivered the work that they'd agreed to, the client complained of missing functionality despite that functionality not being included in the original spec. So the developer said, not a problem, I can build that for a further fee, and that's where things started to break down. Not only did the client refuse to pay the developer for the work that had already been completed, which was £9,000 worth of work, but they also threatened to involve solicitors if the developer didn't cooperate. So the insurer stepped in, they appointed a team of legal experts to negotiate with his client, all of which was covered under the cost of the professional indemnity policy. And under the mitigation costs clause in the professional indemnity policy, the developer was also paid the £9,000 for the work that he'd already completed. A web designer got in touch when they were having problems with a client relationship. The scope had changed since the initial project, there was additional work with no pay increase, and the communication with their client had become quite impolite, so they decided to stop working with the client. But the client made a claim against them for breach of contract, reimbursement for the money that had already been paid to the designer, loss of income as a result of the delay of the website launch, and compensation for hiring another designer to complete that work. And all of those claims amounted to tens of thousands of pounds, which is a large sum of money in and of itself, but especially when you're a freelancer and you don't have a corporation or an in-house legal team to hide behind. But again, they had professional indemnity insurance arranged through with Jack, so the insurer appointed a solicitor to deal with the situation, again, all of which was covered under the cost of the professional indemnity policy.